Hi, my name is Daria Glesher, and I've managed to sneak off from South Queensland Big Camp to North Lakes Library just to record this. Sorry it's taken a while. I'm going to try and do this all in one take so that there will be minimal editing and it would be pretty much a live presentation, but you'll be watching it whenever you are. Anyway, so the topic that I chose is the pros and cons of product placement, and we'll be talking about its role in integrated marketing communications. We'll be going through its effectiveness and of course the pros and cons. So let's minimize me. Well, we all know that marketing and advertising play a huge role in society, like whether consumers are aware of it or not. Everywhere we look and go, things are being shown to us through all avenues, like whether we're just at work, we're at the shops, we're at home watching TV, browsing social media. Things are being marketed to us because I guess they want to sell, and we as consumers are tempted to buy, and they're meant to look attractive to us. So we all know that IMC talks about the big picture of marketing. You know, it's companies no longer use marketing agencies as like a one-stop shop for like, oh, here, can you just make this advertisement and that's it. There's actually like a long process and like a timeline, and people just want their brand to form an identity and a relationship between the marketers and the company with their products as well. So there's like a big plan, and that's what IMC is pretty much about. Now, product placement, I wouldn't say it plays a huge role in the marketing segment, but it does add a lot of value when you see products in your favorite TV shows and they're using it and you're using it, and they just gain a lot of exposure, and it is actually really helpful, and a lot of money can be sunk into it. So what exactly is product placement? So it is an advertising technique used by companies to subtly promote their products through a non-traditional advertising technique, usually through appearances in film, television, or other media. Product placements are often initiated through an agreement between a product manufacturer and the media company, in which the media company receives economic benefit. A company will often pay a fee to have the product used, displayed, or significantly featured in a movie or a show. So this could just be a huge deal, or it could be super subtle. So here are some examples. You have Tony Stark. His go-to cars are Audis, and you'll see that throughout the Iron Man trilogy. You have Tom Cruise rocking his Ray-Ban aviators, or you have like a movie like Castaway, where the movie is kind of just built around, you know, the Wilson volleyball, where Tom Hanks forms a deep emotional connection to it as well. Yeah, there are many examples where products are just subtly in the background. You might not even notice it, or they're actually really in your face and it's in the middle of the screen. But yeah, so yeah, IMC is big picture advertising, and product placement is a digital marketing strategy that pretty much started with the inception of TV. So that's like the early 1920s. It's a popular method used today. So marketers will form a relationship with producers of shows, and both parties will receive economic benefit, exposure, and yeah. So, but how effective is product placement? So this is something that's actually kind of difficult to measure. There's no defined method of measuring audience connectedness, but it all really depends on the aim of why the product is there. It could be for image development, brand awareness, and of course companies will want to see a return on their investment, because it can be really expensive to have your product in a movie and have that relationship, or it could actually happen by chance as well. So they want to see an increase in sales volume as well. There was a research paper that you'll see in my notes that there were people that did a study, and there was an increase in sales volume for products like Johnson's. It was between like 50 to 60% that people were recalling this product and buying it, so it does help a lot. Yeah, let's go to the pros and cons. So firstly, pros of product placement: exposure. That's like your main thing. Lots of people watch TV shows and movies. There's an estimate of like 6 billion people a year that watch movies and go to the cinema. So that's and I don't know about you, but when I'm watching a movie, I'm pretty attentive. Like, I pick up on those things. I pick up on whether they're using a Mac or a PC, whether they're using an iPhone or an Android. Another one is frequency, like how often these products are being displayed in the show. So they'll be popping up a lot. Support for media is another one. Ooh, let's go back there. Source association, so you'll look at brands and they'll be associated with a movie. And I know when I think of lately, actually, when I think of Avengers, I also think of Fortnite, because you had Trainwreck Thor playing Fortnite in Avengers, and in the early example, Ray-Bans and Top Gun. So it can be cheap also. Another pro is the cost. It can cost nothing. You could just send them the product and it'll appear. Viewers are able to recall the product as well. It's also a sneaky loophole to bypass regulations. You know, you may not be able to advertise alcohol and cigarettes in certain places, but if it's in a movie and people know that, oh, you know, he's smoking Marlboros cigarettes, I don't know what it's called, you know, I don't smoke, so that's another way. Acceptance also, because I guess the more you're exposed to something and you see it in the background and you're like, oh, you kind of get to know the brand name, kind of get to know the product, and you're like, oh, I actually might try that product, you know, my favorite celebrities using it, oh, it must be good, I'll give it a go as well. Yeah, so lots of pros. So let's move on to cons. So I know the cost was also in a in the pro list, but it can definitely also be in the con list, because it can cost a lot of money to advertise a product and place it in a movie. Time exposure as well, you know, you could just have it in like a split second and it may not even be there. Not that many people will notice it in a TV show unless it's like a reoccurring thing, like you have Eleven's obsession over Eggos, frozen waffles. That is a theme that keeps popping up. She just loves that treat. So I think that if you're a big fan of Stranger Things, you would pick up on that. Limited appeal, lack of control, like you give the product over to whoever's producing the movie or TV show, you don't have like much to do with that after that. You may not like what they do with it as well. Public relations, competition, with competing products. If one brand has more exposure than the other brand, that can be a bit hard for companies to get their foot in the door. Like, does this movie want to support Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Who knows? and also negative placement. So there are times where your product or the product can be in like a not so very good scene of a movie, and then people will start associating, I don't know, for example, Pepsi with rape or something. Really, that's a really bad example. So you don't want negative placement if the bad guy is drinking your drink and everyone hates him. There's also ethical controversy behind it as well, that product placement is kind of manipulative. It can be intrusive and in your face, and people don't like that. That's also another con of product placement. Let's move on. So here's actually another con. It could also change the viewing experience of the audience. So here we have James Bond's signature drink change because of product placement. So his go-to drink is a martini, but in his last movie Skyfall, he doesn't order one, he orders a Heineken. And I'm not a big fan, right? But if I was, I would be shook. I would just be upset. Like, why is he drinking that and not that? That's not the James Bond that I know. Another con is that it could also kind of glorify bad unhealthy habits to our young viewers that are very influenced. So kids that have an obsession over gaming or sugar, and these brands could pop up in their favorite TV shows, and their favorite characters could be eating them or using them, and that would kind of give the parents a hard time. So those are the pros and cons of product placement. And Gillespie says it's a form of subliminal persuasion. It kills artistic integrity and creates a false sense of realism. My personal opinion, for businesses, I think it's great. It's a great tool, product placement, because it gains exposure, brand identity, and it can definitely increase sales volume as well, so you get your return on investment and you can make money for it. So I guess to conclude, let me just read this out. Product placement has increasingly become a popular method of advertising, and according to research and the cons, it is here to stay and will be continually used in our entertainment-driven society. Marketers integrated their products in TV and cinema is an integral process of integrated marketing communications. It provides immense benefits for all parties: consumers, enjoyment, brand awareness, and increased sales for companies, as well as funding for producers. So all benefits all around for everyone. So that's all I have today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you'll find my notes uploaded, and have a good day.